Ladies and gentlemen, we have mythic kills.
Ah, I've been expecting you.
Welcome back to Day 4 of Raider.io's Race to World First Daily Recap. As usual, I'm Aesyric, and I'm here to walk you through the key points and updates of the last 24 hours of the Vault of the Incarnates Race to World First. The big stars of Day 4 were definitely Team Liquid. They spent the two first full days running splits like every other Mythic guild, but on Day 3 stepped into Mythic and started downing bosses pretty quickly. On Day 4, they spent most of their time progging two bosses, Dathea the Ascended and Kurog Grimtotem. Dathea definitely proved to be a more significant challenge than the first four bosses. In fact, during Liquid's progression, Blizzard actually pushed a hotfix nerfing the boss by adding a fifth affix that reduced the overall healing requirements and reducing the boss's total HP pool by 15%.
Add an extra ad after the four.
Oh, so now there are 5.
So now you do 5 groups.
Okay, so that's huge.
That makes the boss
Doable.
very doable.
Let's go.
Okay.
After that nerf went live, Liquid took another 8 pulls before they finally got the kill, resulting in a total of 63 pulls before they finally managed to suck the wind out of Dathea. Get it? Wind? Because she's a giant tornado and Liquid... Never mind.
Yeah, they got it.
This is a kill. This is going to be a kill.
That's right. Here it is. Last percent of Dathea going down, and we're going to be seeing that
Scott,
world first Coinbase pull as Dathea the Ascended is about to go down. It's 1%
Squeak it out.
remaining
300K.
on that one.
There it is.
Hey.
Moving on. Team Liquid then ventured into Kurog Grimtotem. Now if you've leveled an Evoker, you'll remember that Kurog Grimtotem is actually the bad guy responsible for unleashing Razageth in the first place, so he's definitely not going to be easy. Liquid actually found out that he has an enrage timer once you hit 10 minutes during the fight, which they hit when he was still at 35%. Now they did manage to come back and improve their strategy a little bit, but they ended the night wiping to him at about 28%. So let's see how they do today after a full night's rest and some new strategy.
Yeah, you need to not be stacked during that.
Yeah.
To know beforehand.
Yeah.
Scott rally.
And probably darkness, so we don't have to dodge.
Yeah.
After.
Freedom matrix.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
The ad enrage is in
The ad enrage is right now. Yeah. You have to run.
I'll cut.
He's enraged already.
It's the hard enrage.
The boss enrage?
Yeah, the boss is hard.
Mad.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
And we can't forget our other North American guild, BDGG. After 15 pulls, they downed Mythic Tyros for World Second. Then, they got some great progress into Sinarth and got it down to about 7% before they called it for the night.
Our boss health was high too.
Yeah, do we have any damage we can peel off at 3? Or is that, can that not die like literally any later?
And now for the big story from our EU guilds Echo and Method. They didn't step into Mythic yet. It looks like instead they opted to spend their time on more splits, including Heroic Razageth splits, which takes a long time to clear and dish out all that loot. Echo and Method did utilize an interesting strategy during their splits, however. Instead of awarding the gear and the tier sets when they got them, instead they opted to hold on to them on various characters. This gave them more control over who gets tier sets and when. In theory, this should give their guild overall higher item level when they step into Mythic, but the downside to this strategy is it takes much longer to distribute all that gear. We're being told that it took Method over 3 hours to distribute 700 pieces of gear. After all that gearing and splits, both guilds finally stepped foot into Mythic, and as of recording this, Echo is 4 out of 8 Mythic, with only 52% to go on Dathea the Ascended.
Pushback coming now. This is a very tight pushback. You want to be careful not to get knocked into something or off the platform. A sketchy pushback with bad angles, but
I think we lost
looks like we lost one person. Tobo goes off there, but everyone else, the live boss is at 1%. I think we can safely say that this is it. The boss has died.
Yes, they've done it.
One thing that is very interesting.
Meanwhile, Method is 2 out of 8 Mythic, opting to go back into more splits after they killed Primal Council. It's a little early to say whether or not that strategy will pay off, but we will definitely see the fruits of their labor once they start stepping into those harder bosses.
To kill it, but my word, what a scrappy kill here from Method, but means that they do continue to rise up the leaderboard here.
However, if Liquid manages to kill Kurog quickly on day 5, and the 2 bosses afterwards don't prove to be that much of a threat, then Echo and Method's efforts will have been wasted and they won't have time to catch up. Finally, over in China, we saw the Asia First heroic Razageth kill. Xiaoji claims the crown and will likely move into Mythic soon. Now, as usual, China has some fierce competitors when it comes to the Race to World First, so don't forget to keep them in mind when you're looking towards the end of this race. And that's it for today's recap. The race is really in full swing by this point, and some people think the race could be over as soon as 5 total days, while others think it could be more on the longer side towards 8 or maybe even 10 days. I'll be interested to see where it ends up, but no matter how long it is, we'll be back every single day with Raider.io's Race to World First recap. If you want updates, breakdowns, analysis, and highlights from the race, head on over to rio.gg/vault coverage and get everything in one place. Also, while I'm thinking about it, did you guys think my win joke was funny? Because I spent a lot of time thinking about it.